Hello there, Captains, and welcome back to another episode of Game Fact Files. Today we'll talk about the ST11 Utah Deck Battle, which will happen between 2nd and 23rd of February. This event will be a great opportunity for new players to jump into the world of One Piece. And if there are any players watching this video, you should check the Bandai app and search for any local stores hosting it. Before we jump into the event details, we are giving away 2 copies of ST11 to one of our crew members. If you want to participate, all you have to do is to subscribe to our channel, click the like button in this video, and also drop a comment sharing your favorite film card. To participate in the event, players must use the ST11 starter deck. The winner will get a copy of 8 Don Vanilla Luffy with a winner stamp, and there is also a participation pack that contains 8 different film cards. The first one is an altered art of New Genesis. With 1 Don, you look the top 3 cards of your deck, reveal 1 film card other than New Genesis, and add it to your hand. Then, you place the rest at the bottom of your deck and set up to one of your Don as active. The next one is another altered art of the card I'm Invisible that sets up your Utah leader as active with 3 Don. We are going back to these cards when we tweak our starter deck to a more competitive version. But let's finish the list first. The third card is an altered art of Backlight, where with 2 Don you can rest an opponent's character with a cost of 5 or less, or kill one of your opponent's rested characters with a cost of 5 or less. The next promo card of the participation booster is Fleeting Lullaby. If your leader is Utah, up to 2 of your opponent's rested cost 4 or lower characters cannot be set as active during your opponent's next refresh phase. The World's Continuation is our next card. With 2 Don on counter, it says that if your leader is Utah, you may return any number of characters on your field to the owner's hand. Up to 1 of your leader or character cards gain plus 2,000 power during this battle for every returned character. The next one is Tot Musica. You may rest 1 of your Utah cards to rest 2 of your opponent's Don cards with a cost of 2 Don. Our next card is Where the Wind Blows. With a cost of 2 Don, you set all of your film-type characters as active at the end of this turn. The last card of the participation booster is the 8 Don 10,000 Power Luffy. Most of the cards in ST11 are reprints from OP02, perfectly aligning with the Kid film era. While the Asian meta caught on a bit later, a special shout-out for my friend Molo Hades. Back in OP02, he was one of the first players utilizing the film mechanic, breaking the meta and securing victory in the majority of local tournaments. While Kid is more oppressing than Utah playing on curve, his weakness comparing with her is that at the late game, he is running out of hand. Playing Utah off curve and getting extra cards each turn is what makes her powerful. Upgrading the deck into a competitive version, the first cards I'm going to cut are the 4 copies of Jinbei, where 4 copies of Izo will take his place. Nami from OP02 will take Nico Robin's place. This is the most vital card of the deck, and you should definitely have 4 of them if you want to play a film deck. Every other card can somehow be replaced except this one. 2 copies of Usopp will be replaced with 2 more copies of the new super rare Utah from Starter, where she will help debricking any excess number of events on our hand. All copies of Onigiri will be replaced with 10 Don Doflamingo. When your opponent tries to deal with your spreaded characters, this one is going to be your winning condition. Doflamingo and Izo are going to be the only non-film cards in our deck, since we need to be as consistent as possible when using our leader's ability. The 4 copies of Frankie will be removed, and we will add 2 more copies of Backlight and 2 copies of New Genesis. The last change of the deck will be the replacement of the 2 copies of Trafalgar Law for 2 copies of Where the Wind Blows. Besides Doffy, another possible tweak is Eustace Captain Kidd from OP01. However, since you'll need 1 Don to activate him, you will probably need to include some copies of Paradise Waterfall until Billion-Fold World Trichiliocosm gets released in OP06, or some copies of Whoever Wins This War Becomes Justice that will also leave your spare Don to get an extra card from Utah's attack. One of the other cards that worth mentioning is the event named The World's Continuation. This will be a future tech in our film deck when ST12 gets released, and we have Mihawk on our hands. This will probably put Trafalgar Law back to 4 copies in main deck, along with some other early play characters. It all depends on the metagame and on which turn spots we can play something without being answered. That's all for today, Captains. I hope you enjoyed the content, and if you attend Utah Deck Battle, wishing you to bring Luffy home. I will see you in the next episode.